So I walked in and I asked them, it's this random loose switch cart. How much they asking for? $15. So before we get started with our regular game hunting adventures, I did want to do something a little bit different, and that is sort of an update video on last week, because obviously last week was real crazy with all the stuff that I picked up from various pawn shops, thrift shops, all that. So I wanted to kind of give you all an update as to what's been going on since I picked up all those things. So first, let's talk about stuff that has been tested and is working. And the first one, I am happy to say, is the Mickey Mouse Game & Watch. See the little characters on the screen? This does work. I tested it, I put new batteries in it, it works great. So yay, this little piece of technology from 1981 still functions. Awesome, so that's pretty cool. Still on the fence about whether I want to sell it or not, because it is worth a lot of money, but it's a cool piece of history, and as a Disney fan slash collector, well, the gaming fan slash collector, it's a piece that's very uniquely in my wheelhouse, so I might hold on to it. I haven't fully decided yet, but it's a cool piece, and there's definitely not many of them out there anymore, so right now I'm planning on holding on to it, but of course, I'll update everybody if I decide to sell it. The other one is the PS2. We tested it. Corey actually hooked it up to his TV and played some Fire Pro Wrestling on it. PS2 works great. Controller works great. The system boots up perfectly well. So the PS2, complete working order as expected. Great to hear. Now, one thing that I haven't been able to test because I am missing something is the PSVR, and the only thing I'm missing is a power adapter, which I might even have one that fits the PSVR. I think it's like a 16 watt, so I need to scour around to see if I have one that just works, and then if it does, I'll try to get it booted up and test it out. But even if I don't, I'm sure it's not that expensive because it's a fairly generic power adapter that is needed to get the box to work. So I will test that out at some point. I don't know if it'll be this week, but hopefully soon, because I really want to check it out. I mean, obviously I wouldn't have bought it if I wasn't excited to try VR. Everyone keeps hyping it, so it'll be fun to see how that turns out. And then in terms of all the items I picked up to sell, I've already sold one. Mario Party 7 already sold on the GameCube. Now, price charting has it valued at $50, which is pretty good. But I checked eBay, and the average selling price was about $65. So I listed it on eBay for $65, and it sold for that. So I did promote the listing, so I'm losing a little bit of money with that. And then, of course, regular eBay fees. But I think I'm getting like $56, which is pretty good considering I spent $15 in credit on that game. So, and again, if you're wondering why I'm selling a game like Mario Party 7, especially considering how little I paid for it, I already have it. I have a in-box copy. It doesn't have the manual, but I have a boxed copy of Mario Party 7. So I picked that up knowing that I was going to sell it. So glad that already sold. I did have a weird situation happen with the Minecraft controller. First off, that one is actually worth a lot more than I expected. I think price charting had it listed at about $70, but comps on eBay were going for over $100. So I split the difference and priced it at $115. And I got a bid pretty early on. Somebody sent me an offer of the price I was asking for, and I accepted it. But they sent me an email, or not email, but like a message on eBay asking me to give them my PayPal email address and then to talk to them via text or email about the item, which that immediately sends up red flags. I'm like, why do you not, like, they also didn't pay for it yet. They just said they wanted it, but they didn't actually submit payment information. So that immediately brought up red flags for me. I'm like, I don't know if I trust this. So I told the guy, look, I'm not doing that just because that comes across as real shady. So if you're interested in the item, you are welcome to pay for it and I will ship it out to you as soon as you do. But if you are not interested in paying for it through eBay, then I will relist it the next day. And he never responded, so I canceled the order and relisted it. So it's back up for 115. I promoted that one and the memory cards because those are the higher dollar items. So I'm hoping those two will sell fairly soon. I also have listed the Mortal Kombat Armageddon, which is in really great shape as a disc-only game, and the PS2 media remote and receiver. So both of those are listed in addition, so it'd be nice if I could get all those sold. Who knows if that's gonna happen, but I mean, I'm pretty happy with what I've done so far. I've already sold one item that paid for the entire lot of stuff I got from GameStop and then some, so that's pretty great. But yeah, still sitting on a few high dollar items. Hopefully they will sell. I've also got a couple items in my collection I've thought about selling because they are worth a lot of money. And then of course there's the Game & Watch, which I'm still on the fence about. Right now, like I said, I'm leaning towards keeping it just because it's a really cool piece of history and I like it. But if I need to sell it, I need to sell it. So we'll see. But yeah, that's what's been going on in terms of everything I picked up that needs an update from the last episodes. So now let's get into game hunting on this episode. So I have to go to the post office to ship out a game, and I just missed the bus. I know it's only been a few days, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just go back to Simple Pond, see if they've gotten anything new, just for fun. I don't expect to come out with anything, but you never know. So let's go. Well, that was unexpected. So they had a lot of the same stuff, but one thing I noticed that I didn't notice the last time I was here is this Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on the Switch. So I walked in and I asked them, you know, it's this random loose Switch cart. How much they asking for? 15 bucks. Smash trades in base value for 22, and with the promo, I can get 26 out of it. So I gained $11 in trading credit. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So Simple Pond comes through yet again, and I was able to get a Switch game that I could trade in a GameStop at a nice profit. I'm probably going to use that credit to possibly do another buy two get one deal because, man, those buy two get one deals are pretty incredible. So I'll probably go back a little bit later, but I am going to stop by Cash America because since I have to go all the way down there anyway to go to the post office, might as well go to Cash America. So we'll go there one more time. Maybe they got some new stuff too. Who knows? After that, I'll probably go to GameStop. So yeah, unexpected start, but hey, I cannot complain getting a Switch game for 15 bucks. I was just here a couple days ago and scored decently well. Will I do it again? Let's find out by heading into Cash America. Let's go. Yeah, nothing. It was too soon. They had a couple games that were like $4 in value, but there's no way they would have quoted me like $2. That's about the price I would have needed in order to actually make a profit on those. So nothing in there, but that's okay. I'll come back probably in a week or so and check again. Hopefully they'll have restocked. Since I'm here, I might as well check this value pond. I doubt there's gonna be anything good, but you never know, so let's go in. Well, we struck out here the first time we checked, so let's see if we're gonna strike out again. Let's head back in the value pond. Let's go. Yeah, no luck again. So they did have some new Switch games in the case, but this value pond always really overprices Switch games. I looked up the values just in case. Apparently, Crash Nitro Kart has absolutely plummeted in price. The Switch copy is worth $2. So obviously that was not going to be worth grabbing. But they also had Friday the 13th, which was almost worth grabbing, except it was priced at $20. I could get 17. With a bonus, I could get $20.80. So gaining 80 cents, not worth it. And then they also had Breath of the Wild, but that one's only worth 13 in trade-in, and I'm pretty sure they priced it higher than that. So, oh well, it's a bust, but that's okay. I wasn't expecting to find much, honestly, on this trip. I was mostly just, you know, trying to see if I missed anything. And I mean, I got one thing, which was good, so I might actually go grab some lunch next and then see what happens from there. So I think I'm gonna go to at least one more pawn shop, which is the first value pawn again to see if maybe I'll find someone who will actually give me a decent deal. And then at GameStop, trade in Smash Brothers. It might be maybe just Smash Brothers. I'll go from there. So when I came here on Thursday, it was a complete bust because they quoted me prices that were just way too high. Can they redeem themselves a couple days later? Let's find out. Bust number 2, but there was an interesting thing with that one. I did check out one other game. They did have Werewolves Within, which is a PSVR game, and of course now that I have a PSVR, I'm going to be looking for PSVR games. Didn't have the disc, so that was a strikeout. They do have a new copy at Walmart, so maybe I'll pick that up eventually along with Batman VR, but I want to get the thing working and tested before I do that. But the interesting part was the guy who overquoted me was there, but also the woman who runs the other store way down the way was there, because apparently they brought in people from other stores to like help, because I guess they're really short-staffed. And the prices that were quoted for the 2 games I looked at before were higher. Last time they quoted me 10 each. This time they quoted me 10 for Grand Theft Auto and 15 for Red Dead. That's a hard note for me, dog. I've bought both of those games for less than $5 plenty of times, so I am not willing to spend that much. So, they're gonna keep quoting super high prices. I'm gonna keep saying no. But I do think, just for kicks, because I'm out here, I'm gonna walk over to that thrift shop that had those consoles. If they still have that PS3 that they're willing to take offers on, I might try to super low ball and see if they'll take it. Because if I can get a PS3 for 20 bucks, it might be worth it. So let me head over there. We'll look around, see if we find anything, and I'll take you along for the ride. One last stop of this little game hunting session is this thrift shop. Last time I was here, they had a couple consoles. Let's see if they still have them, because if they do, and they're willing to deal, maybe we'll come home with one. Let's see. So I guess what it comes down to is that thrift shop just doesn't want my money. So they still had the PS3 and the Xbox 360. I offered $25 for the PS3, and they flat turned it down. Said the lowest they go is $45, which is not a good deal for a PS3 that I can't verify. Now, technically I can, because I do have a PS3, and I have all the hookups and stuff, but I wouldn't be getting it to keep. I'd be getting it to flip, and I don't think there's enough room there with $45. They also had this third-party controller that I figured, you know what, if it's cheap enough, I'll grab it just to have a third controller for the PS3. They only wanted like $6 for it, so I offered to buy it, and it wouldn't, the charge wouldn't go through. No idea. But then I looked behind the counter and there were some games. There were PS2 games. I think there was an Xbox game or 2. And I offered to like ask them if I could buy them, and they're like, nope, they're not priced. So at this point, I think this pawn shop or this thrift shop just doesn't want my money. Which, okay, I mean, that's on you. I frequent a lot of pawn shops and a lot of thrift shops, and they're pretty happy to see me. But if you don't want my money, that's fine. So I only got one item that I'm going to trade to GameStop. I'll still make a profit, and I'll probably still come away with some stuff, but kind of a bum follow-up trip to follow up my amazing one a couple days ago. Well, we only found one game, but we're going to trade it into GameStop, try to get some retro goodness, or maybe something else. Let's see what we got. All right, so I went into GameStop expecting to probably come away with more retro games, and it was pretty much picked clean. I went through their drawer again. Some of the games that I was on the fence about were gone, and most of the ones left were over that $19.99 threshold. So I didn't come away with any retro games, but I did look at the current, or I guess technically past gen stuff, and found some decent pickups. So I picked up 3 games. Each one was $20, so I essentially got one for free, sort of. One for $15 with my trade-in of Smash Bros. I also got a free pre-order out of it, an additional pre-order of $5. Picked up one game for $20, and then got a game free, so not too bad. Start off with Wreckfest on the Xbox One. Yes, I had this game already. I traded it in because I needed money to pick up a game I was really looking forward to. Figured I'd grab it again. I believe it has a next gen upgrade. I'm not 100% sure, but I figured I'd grab it. It was 20 bucks, why not? Another returning game is Transformers Devastation, but this time on the Xbox One. I never played this game when I had it on PS4. Ended up trading it in for a pretty decent amount of credit, but this one was available on Xbox. I'd rather play it on Xbox, so I have it again. I heard it's a good game, so hopefully I'll actually hold on to it this time. And then this was the game that kind of was the linchpin behind why I picked all $20 games, because I saw this and I'm a sucker for steelbooks. Looks nice, and it was a good pickup. We have King of Fighters 14 on the PS4, the Steelbook edition. So, really nice steelbook. Here's the game. I've never played a King of Fighters game. I've heard they're very good. I figured this is probably a good one to pick up just because it was fairly cheap and has a cool steelbook. So, there we go. 3 games. Essentially, I paid $20 out of pocket. $20 was a trade-in. And then I got one for free. Not too bad. And that was just with the one game that I found at Simple Pond earlier today. So we're gonna do some more game hunting later on, but that's what I got for now. So the last 2 times, actually 3 times, I've been to this pawn shop, I've struck out because they've way overpriced the stuff I was looking at. Will the 4th time be the charm? Let's find out. Strike 4. They actually had some neat stuff in there, and one game I was actually interested in adding to the collection, which was Samurai Showdown on the PS4. But again, they went 10 bucks each, and that's just too high. Those games are not worth 10 bucks, or like they are, but barely. So I'm not going to pay 10 bucks for those, especially because I've paid 5 for most of those in the past. So yeah. If they're going to stick with 10 each, I'm probably going to stop going here just because that's too high of a price. And they can gladly sit on those games because I don't think anyone's really going to pay 10 bucks for those. Way too high price. So, oh well, kind of a waste of time. At least I know they have some decent games, but not worth 10 bucks, that's for sure. All right, so I didn't actually film an intro or anything for this pickup, but Corey and I went back to GameStop literally the day after I went the second time for this video, and I picked up another game. So my original thought was I was going to try to go to pawn shop hunting and try to pick up enough games I could trade in for this, but it was there, and I did have enough rewards saved up where I could get $4 off, so I figured, you know what, let's just go for it. I was going to pick it up anyway, so might as well grab it. We have Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury on the Switch. This is on sale this week for Mario Day, which is March 10th, for those who do not know, because Mar 10. I decided, you know what, for 40 bucks, because I've heard this game is really good. I never played it on the Wii U, and this one has the Bowser's Fury expansion, so I figured this is definitely worth picking up, especially for only 40 bucks, and it came out last year, so it's not that old either. So I figured it was a good score. Add it to my ever-growing Switch collection. Fun fact, I just bought this case earlier this year, I think, or was it last year? It might have been last year. I bought this fairly recently. This holds 80 Switch cards. I have 79. So I have a lot of Switch games now, and now I have another one to add to the collection. So, Super Mario 3D World. Excited to try it out. Alright, so it is time to do a recap of everything that we picked up. And honestly, we had a good week. We really did. We did a lot of GameStop this week, and not online like my usual GameStop heavy weeks. This time I actually went in store a number of times to take advantage of GameStop's buy 2 get 1 free deal. The values were solid, plus we went to a couple pawn shops, picked up some other deals here and there. First off, we have King of Fighters 15 on the PS4. This is the Steelbook edition. I was really excited to pick this one out because, again, it's a Steelbook and it's for a series I don't know much about. Apparently it's a solid fighting game series. I will check it out at some point. I haven't installed it yet, but it looks cool, so happy to add it to the collection. I paid 20 bucks for this, and it is worth 25. So this was one of those rare games I actually got a little bit of extra value for it. That's pretty nice. Next up, we have Transformers Devastation on the Xbox One. This one I had before, but I had it on PS4, which is worth more. I traded that version in, got some good credit, and now I have the game again on Xbox, which is honestly where I'd rather play it. So I paid 15, no, this was 20. This was 20, it's worth 17. So it lost a little bit of money, but that's okay. And then we got Wreckfest on the Xbox One, another game that I owned before. I owned it on Xbox, traded it in because it was worth a good amount of credit at the time, and I picked it up again as part of this buy two get one deal. I paid nothing for this because this was a freebie. It's worth 20 bucks. So again, we're racking up the value with these free games, which is really nice. On top of that, for that first bundle, King of Fighters was with credit. So I picked up a copy of Smash Brothers Ultimate on Switch that I got at Simple Pond, traded it in, got $25 in credit. So essentially I paid $15 and got $20 in credit plus a pre-order. So that's not bad. Now we're gonna get to our other stuff that were not buy two get ones, and we're gonna continue with Gamestop because I picked up several things from Gamestop in addition to the buy two get ones. The first is Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury on the Switch. This game was on sale for Mario Week, so I figured I would pick it up. I was planning on doing it anyway, but I figured for 40 bucks, and actually it was 36 because I had some rewards. It was worth picking it up at that price, so I paid $36 out of pocket for this. It's worth $47, so another solid addition to the Switch collection.